Welcome to Talkin Shop with ShopSabre. My name is Brandon. I'm going to be the host of this podcast. And in this podcast, we're going to talk about all things related to CNC. We're going to dive into a variety of topics, discussions, tips, tricks, and collaborate with others in the industry, including professionals from our own organization. Hopefully you'll join us. We're going to have a lot of fun in this, but we're also going to hopefully teach you a few things related to the industry. So join us every week. We're going to have a new podcast. Check it out on all your favorite podcast host sites. And let's have a little fun talking about CNC. Welcome back to Talkin Shop with ShopSabre. I'm Brandon. Welcome back, Jesse.
Hey, Brandon. Thanks for having me back again.
Absolutely. Well, we're back for episode 6.
Exciting. What are we going over today?
I think we're going to talk about some tech support today. What do you think?
I think that's awesome. That matters a lot.
Yeah, we had a little fun last week, though. Roger Bob.
That was a good time.
Hopefully
I learned a lot about him.
Right?
Things I didn't know.
Right? Like, he's into karate, not taekwondo.
And he likes to play Fortnite.
Wait, no. He was taekwondo, not karate.
I thought it was belt. I thought he was karate.
I don't remember anymore. We didn't learn as much as we thought we did last week, Jesse. Nevertheless, we're going to talk about tech support today. And, you know, part of that is just why it matters more than people think. You know, I think there's a lot that goes into tech support, and a lot of people kind of brush that topic off a little bit because we all get tech support, right? You get tech support, you get tech support, you get tech support, right?
We all get tech support.
It's like what was it? Like the Oprah of tech support, right?
Right.
Like we just give tech support away for everybody. But the reality is everybody's tech support is different. And a lot of companies utilize tech support as a revenue stream. You know, either you're going to pay them for that support eventually, or they're hoping that, you know, after a certain amount of time, you're now going to have to buy stuff from them. And, you know, that tech support is a way that they keep their business afloat. In fact, a lot of companies service is more than sales.
Wow, I didn't know that.
You know, when you start looking at the service world, tech support itself shouldn't be a revenue stream. I mean, and that's in my opinion. I guess maybe I'm different. You know?
No, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Stand behind your machine.
Exactly. I mean, that's why we build the machines the way we do, is that, you know, I think truly if you look at a company and you look at what their tech support looks like and their reputation, you'll learn a lot about their machine as well. And what I mean by that is I'm certainly not, maybe there's some really dumb people out there, right? But I'm certainly not going to give you something for free that's going to cost me a bunch of money, right?
Right.
I mean, that seems like a bad idea. So when I say free lifetime tech support, it's because I'm confident you're not going to need to use it a lot.
Right.
You know, now, like I said, maybe there are some dumb people out there that are like, hey, free tech support. Oh, crap, we're on the phone all the time. Like, this is a bad idea. But yeah, those people don't make it very long in the business. I mean, realistically, I mean, right, Jesse?
Right, absolutely.
You know, when you start looking at tech support and you start looking at the world that we live in, I mean, we're in a world where you're really dependent on your equipment.
Absolutely.
And if your machine goes down, you want somebody there.
Right. You're not making dollars when that machine's down.
Exactly. I mean, it looks cool in your shop, but it's
it does.
not nearly as cool when it doesn't work. So, you know, that's the big thing I think that we got to talk about here, is that as you get into a machine, selecting the right machine's important. Don't get me wrong. I mean, everything about the machine still matters, but a part of that decision should be the tech support side of it. And I'm willing to brag here a little bit. I mean, our tech support guys,
They're the best.
Right?
They're the best.
I'll put our tech support guys up against anybody else.
Any of them.
Yeah. Our guys are awesome. Ben
Rogg. There's
Rogg.
no one like that guy. He's crazy. He has forgotten more than I'll ever know.
He's awesome. Like I said, yeah, Ben is a guy that when you want him in your corner. And, you know, I think it's funny when we get calls from people. I mean, you see it.
Yep.
We get calls from people that don't even own ShopSabres asking for tech support.
It happens more than you think.
And it's kind of funny because they go on the forums, they go online, whatever it is, and then they see Ben's name and, oh, maybe Ben can solve my problem. Yeah, no, we don't work on Chinese machines.
Right.
Don't call Ben.
Right.
He's not going to help you.
I've had that. I've taken a couple calls where guys are like, hey, can I talk to your tech support? Do you own a machine? No, I just have some questions. Wonder if they can help.
Yeah, I know. And it's, you know, you feel rude saying no, but at the same time, I feel like don't put us in that position, right? I mean,
Right.
you're asking us to give something away that a lot of our customers paid for. I mean, that's a part of why you buy a ShopSabre, is
Right.
that support. And so while we never like to say no to anybody, I mean, the reality is we also need to, you know, really value our customers, and we really need to put the customer first. And for us, you know, we don't want to slow our tech support down either. You know, we don't want somebody to be on the line talking to somebody who didn't buy support and having somebody sit on hold who now is waiting on it. So
Right, takes away from our customers.
Exactly. So for us, I mean, that's really what it's about. That's why we support our customers. all of our machines, again, being built in the U.S., it makes it easier for us to support these machines. When you look at a ShopSabre and you look at what goes into it, the beauty of it is the people who you're talking to on the support side are in the same building.
Right.
They're not going, they're not in a different location, a service center. They're not, going and having to call the factory to figure it out. I mean, let's talk about location for a second. The ShopSabre product line is built here in the U.S. in Lakeville.
Yep.
But so is the tech support.
Absolutely.
So, that's a beauty of it. When you look at it, all tech support's the same, Jesse, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Let's just talk about that a little bit. There's a funny topic that comes up all the time, and people say, well, do you have a distributor? Do you have a dealer? Do you have somebody in my area? And I kind of laugh at that comment nowadays because it's not needed. Like, the fact that people are still stuck in that mentality of you got to have a dealer. Like, no, you don't need a dealer. Like,
right.
The reality is there's some good dealers out there, but there's a lot of bad ones out there now. I mean,
Very
a
true.
lot of the good ones aren't doing, just this side of things. I mean, generally they're a specific repair place. They do stuff, specifically, but they're not a, reseller and repair facility. I mean, a lot of people, when you look at them, they're really not able to be at the same level that a OEM repair person can be at. I mean, let's be honest. If you go and, let's just say a model changes, there's an upgrade, something's changes in the world, right? The OEM knows about it.
Yep.
The OEM was a part of the change. The OEM guy was there. I mean, he sees it all happening in the factory. The dealer doesn't even always know what change happened.
Correct.
That's the thing. Unless he sold that model, he doesn't even know that a change happened. So he just remembers the last one he saw in person.
He's got no skin in the game.
Well, that's exactly it. And these dealers, they make 20, 30%. Well, you're paying 20 to 30% on top of your machine cost.
Why?
Just to support the guy's overhead.
Just call us.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is you can cut 20 to 30% out of your purchase. You end up with better support because you're dealing direct with factory.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is any good supplier like ShopSabre, I mean, as an example, we have traveling techs available.
Yes,
if we need to be on site, we'll be on site.
Yep.
And the reality is we don't need to be on site that often. I mean, that's the world we live in today. I mean, you go back to when the dealer network was really important, and it was, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at that, the internet wasn't what it was today. I mean, you didn't have the ability to just remote into each other's computers and do the things you wanted to do easily, and the internet speeds weren't, they just weren't there. I mean, I remember it.
AOL, could you imagine doing tech support with AOL?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put my disc in.
Yeah, I ran out of minutes here. Let me put the new disc in here. 1 second, just got to upgrade that. But, that's seriously the thing. Like, you think about that. Today's world, like, you're buying a CNC machine because you want more technology.
Right.
But then we're afraid to use the technology for tech support.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes zero sense. I mean, you can go on your computer and get, go to WebMD. Well, don't go to WebMD. Everything's bad on WebMD. It seems
Every time I go on there, I think I'm dying.
Yeah, I know. Don't go to WebMD. That was a bad example. But the reality is your virtual doctors.
Right.
The virtual doctor appointments and the stuff, Zoom meetings and all that. We've adapted in the last 365 days, right?
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
last year, roughly.
Yep.
I mean, the world has changed significantly. A lot of people are doing this, electronic meetings and electronic, face-to-face stuff. And it's worked. I mean, it works great for people. And so why not expect the same from your CNC, right?
Right.
I mean, you shouldn't have to sit there and wait hours or days for a tech to show up and go through something to find out you pushed the wrong button, Jesse.
Right. That slows you down. I mean, that's your downtime. You're not making money.
And that's exactly it. As you get going with it, you think about the machine for a second. If I'm going to be down, I need to be down for the least amount of time possible.
Right.
And when you get into that remote capability, for one, a large majority of the issues we see, now I can't speak to our competitors. I don't work there, so I don't know what their volumes look like. But our volume on our tech support stuff, generally speaking, is a fairly low amount of actual machine failures. It's a large amount of operator pushed the wrong button, or the file was done wrong and the machine did exactly what the file told it to. And the beauty of having this remote support is we can log in, see that, correct it, and get you back up and running. You're not sitting there waiting where, a lot of these dealers, you have to wait for him to get out there. He shows up, and then he goes, oh, yeah, I know your file's wrong. Or, oh, you pushed the wrong button here. So you just waited 2, 3, 4 hours or days in some cases, right?
Yep.
for a guy to tell you push the wrong button?
Thanks.
That's frustrating,
Very.
right? Yeah. And then, oh, don't forget, you just got a dealer charge too. You had to pay for that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, travel charges, and all that fun stuff. So the reality is the dealer stuff works in certain instances. I'll be honest, if you're buying a $500,000 machine, yeah, you probably want somebody there because they're doing a bunch of setup. There's a lot more that goes into those machines.
Yep.
But when you're looking at a $100,000 or under machine, the on-site stuff is really not a hot commodity anymore. I mean, you just don't, the machine's fully assembled already. It's already pre-calibrated. So there's no setup stuff needed. So, I mean, unless you want our guy to sit there and play some solitaire on his, cell phone while you work, I mean.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, we've made it pretty easy to set these things up and get them in place.
Yeah, exactly. And the reality is when you start looking at what you get from ShopSabre, let's just talk about how the support works real quick, Jesse. Let's talk about the first thing we hit on was the remote connectivity. Yeah, so the remote connectivity, I mean, that allows our guys with a standard internet connection to log into the machine anywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. They can log into your machine and basically be in your shop instantly. I mean, so that allows them to log in, do onboard diagnostic, onboard assistance. I mean, they can see the sensors on the machine. They can go through and, teach you how to do something, whatever the case may be, but it's all remote. I mean, they have the ability to do that. Now, whether you have, if you want to do a Zoom meeting and you want to actually do a face-to-face, they can do that stuff too if needed. I'm not sure you want to look at my ugly face the whole time, but I mean.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's bad enough doing this.
Hey, what?
Yeah, I had to sit across from you.
I'm sorry. That's why we're on the quote-unquote radio, right?
Right.
Yeah. But we also talk about the phone assistance, right?
Right.
Not only do you have that remote capability, we're going to be on the phone with you. We have the ability. You can call us as many times as you want. There's no limitation. It's not like you have 53 minutes remaining. You
have 2 calls left this week.
Yeah, like that doesn't happen. Like we don't have a limitation.
No.
Call us as many times as you need us because the reality is you're only going to call so many times before you figure it out. I mean, that's what we tell everybody. Is like it's kind of a funny thing because we have a lot of machines all over the world. I mean, I think we're approaching 6,000 machines or something like that worldwide now. And people are like, "Oh, I don't want to call you and bug your team." Call us. Like
it's what you paid for.
Yeah, that's why you bought from us. But the reality is you're not bugging us. I mean, that's what we do. And the truth behind it is for like 30 days, it's the same group of people because they just got their machine, they're learning, they're trying to figure it out, right?
Yep.
But then the next 30 days, it's a new group of the same people, right? Yep. Like the people that were calling the month before have figured it out and they don't call as much.
Right.
And now the next new group is calling. And so while you think you're bugging us, our guys, that's their routine. They're used to it. They're expecting it. They want to help you. They would rather you call them and ask a simple question. Am I doing this right? Than for you to call them super mad because you tried to do it on your own 4 times, did it wrong 4 times, and now you're so mad that you just are, unfun to talk to on the phone. They'd rather you call when you're not frustrated so they can prevent you from becoming frustrated.
Right. We stress that all the time. Call. Just pick up the phone, call.
Seriously, call us. Like that's how easy it is. And same goes for email assistance. Sometimes you just want us to look at something, right? Hey, can you check this file out? Did I do this right? Does this look correct to you? Email it over to us. There's no limitation on that. We can help you that way. We have the training in person. I mean, that's one thing I love.
One of my favorite things.
Yeah, we have a monthly training course here at ShopSabre. One dedicated to plasma, one dedicated to router. Logan's great. I mean, he teaches that thing. And
he's so smart.
He's way smarter than me.
Way smarter than you.
But Logan's really good at it. I mean, the reality is he's very good with people, too. I mean, I think that's one thing that I love is we do a survey at the end of the classes.
Yeah.
And I mean, the results that we get from those surveys is phenomenal. I mean, Logan's top notch.
I've read some of them. Yeah, they're really great surveys, really great feedback. He does a great job.
Yeah, when you think about it, I mean, let's not scare people here because a lot of people here, he's really smart, right?
Yeah.
But the concern is like, oh, I'm not going to be able to understand what he's saying. He's so good at putting it into like Brandon and Jesse terms, right?
Like, he's used to it.
More Jesse terms than Brandon.
Stop it.
But the reality here is they do allow it to be like real guys can understand it. Real, guys and gals like you and myself, we can go through his class and it's not over your head. I mean, to be honest with you, I have family members of mine that have bought ShopSabres that had no CNC experience, and specifically it was my wife's cousin in his family. They showed up to the class and went through it. They had no experience and they were able to learn from it. I mean, it says a lot because it's designed for real people. It's not designed, that you have to have, your bachelor's degree in CAD CAM. Is that a real thing?
I don't think so.
Well, it is now. Congratulations. You got your bachelor's degree.
Sign me up.
Sign you up. Anyways, But you also have the virtual training as well. Some people just don't have the time to leave their business, right? You're a business owner. You can't just leave, for a day maybe, right? But you also need to know how to use your machine.
True.
We have virtual training. We have what's called ShopSabre Nation University. So we have a bunch of online videos. And then we also have video tutorials. Our guys can actually create a tutorial on something that you need to learn how to do. Router Bob does a bunch, does he not, Jesse?
Yeah, he does. We have a ton of those.
Yeah, so that's the cool thing is there's a bunch of private videos that Bob does as well that if you are not a customer yet, you don't even see them.
Right.
They're literally hidden away. They're password protected for customers only.
Yep.
Because no offense, we don't want to train other people's customers. We'd rather only work with our customers.
That sounds like a good business plan.
I thought so. And then Bob's favorite, right? He mentioned this last week when we asked him what his favorite website was. He said Facebook, but specifically he said
ShopSabre's Facebook page.
Yeah, the Sabre Nation University page. That Sabre Nation University it's very much like a forum, I will say that, but without all the crap.
Yeah.
We've all been on forums. They're not fun.
No.
Anybody who likes forums, I don't know how you like them. Because
but our forum's fun, though.
Ours is not a real forum, though. That's what I like about it. It's more of a group than it is a forum. I feel like on forums, you post, like, as an example, car forum, right?
Yeah.
Hey, does anybody have a 67 Chevelle this? 67 Chevelle sucks.
True.
Like, what? I
Buy
didn't
a
ask for
Ford.
that. Yeah, you should have bought a Ford. Like, what? Why are we arguing about that? I asked a question. Yeah, like that's what every forum I think turns into. And then by the time they get done telling each other how terrible they are, you're like 14 pages down, and then some guy's like, I have one. Like, oh, cool. We finally got the answer to the question. That would have been easier if you could have just chimed in about 3 days earlier.
Right. Couldn't you have been the first comment?
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's the worst part about it is, and then somebody jumps in there and steals your post. You're like, looking for a 67 Chevelle front hub. And the guy goes, also looking for wipers. You're like, what? Go post yourself. Get off my post. What are you doing? Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, that's what's nice about ours is our group of followers and customers, they're respectful. I mean, they're truthfully respectful of each other. Somebody posts something, they jump in with the answers. And don't get me wrong, they have fun. I mean, you've seen it. Some of those guys are really funny. They post some fun stuff. But it's not, like, derogatory. It's not rude.
No.
You just don't see that because it's a closed group. Everybody's got the same brand. They want to help each other. They can truly help each other because everything's universal, so that they can send files to each other. That's a cool thing. Like, I know right around Christmas, it seems like everybody's passing around files, trying to help each other cross off Christmas list stuff.
Right.
It's like every guy in the group is like, hey, forgot Christmas is coming in 3 days. What can I make my wife?
Who can hook me
do
up with a
this.
file quick?
But no, it's a good group. Like I said, it's a really great group. But that's another advantage. And the other thing that I think gets missed about that group is ShopSabre employees are a part of that group. I mean, I'm in the group. I know that.
I'm not.
You're not in the group.
I don't have any social media.
You don't have Facebook.
Yep.
Because you're weird.
I am.
I know Garrett's a part of the group. I know, Router Bob's a part of the group. I mean,
Chad and Travis, other sales guys.
Yeah, Ben, in support, Logan in support. So the beauty of that is you post something. If a group member can't help you, a lot of times the ShopSabre employee can, and we'll jump in. And I mean, I've seen, and myself included, I try to stay active, but we try to respond on weekends. We try to respond at night. We try to respond on holidays. We try to keep people moving, and that's a world that you just don't get elsewhere. I mean, when you think about it, a lot of competitors don't have that ability to jump in and help like that, or don't want to be honest with you.
Right.
They just, it's the weekend. I don't want to help, right?
Right.
We're Monday through
I
Friday.
want to go boating.
Yeah, that's not how we are, though. We always
we're
take
not.
care of people. I mean, even this last week, I got a message from a guy. He was, had a question on his machine, and he's like, Brandon, can you help me? I was driving. It was fishing opener this week, and we were heading up north, and I was driving, and I messaged him back right away, and I just said, hey, I'm sorry, I'm driving. I just for the record, I stopped at a stoplight and did this, but I told everybody that, I'm driving, I can't respond.
Right.
I just made the quick post so he knew that I wasn't ignoring him, but then I also reached out to our tech support department because I knew he needed help, and I called Ben, and Ben jumped on and took care of the customer. I mean, seamlessly, and that's the difference is that because I saw the post, I can make a phone call and ask somebody else who is available to jump in.
Right.
And you don't get that elsewhere. You just don't. I mean,
you don't.
The reality is, why does ShopSabre support matter, Jesse? I mean, let's ask that question. Why does our support matter?
Because we're the people that have to stand behind that machine and make sure that machine stays up and running.
Exactly. And, we can touch on how we build the machines, so people can understand this. But if we're going to support it, as I mentioned earlier in this podcast, if I'm going to support something, I better make it a little bit better so I don't end up with, a negative hole here. I don't want to sit there and spend a bunch of money on this. So the reality is because I know I'm giving you free support, free training, all that, I better make sure the machine is built a little bit better because I don't want to work on it. So that means upgraded motors. Yeah, I mean, upgraded motors, upgraded bearings, drive system, the ball screw drive system.
Yep.
There's a reason why we use it. We don't want people to call us up and say, my machine can't do this. And then I have to respond with, well, yeah, no, it can't do that. That's not capable.
Right.
I don't want to say that ever. I want to say, okay, let me show you how to do it. Let's just teach you, because I can teach you how to do anything. I can't redefine the way technology works.
Right.
If the technology is not capable of doing it, simply put,
can't do it.
Yeah, can't do it, and that's not a good answer for tech support. So we try to put ourselves in a good position for helping our customers, and that's again why we have different levels of machines. That's why when you talk to a ShopSabre rep, they try to talk to you a little bit more about what are you doing, what's your expectations, what's your budget, because we can tailor that machine better for your needs, which then helps the tech support side on the back end.
Right.
We don't want to just sell a bunch of machines and then have a bunch of problems out in the field. I mean, that's why our reputation tends to be where it is we take care of it. We try to make sure that we're massaging our own reputation. We want people to buy the right machines and have a good experience with our product. And tech support, they're there to make sure that once they have their machine, things can go smoothly.
Right.
And that's the big difference when you look at a ShopSabre is we really are built for the long haul. And, it's not just about our support, but our suppliers are required to support our customers as well.
Yeah, they do.
That's a big part of ShopSabre. Like when you look at our products, one big part of what we do is making sure our suppliers are on board with our customers as well. I mean, as an example, Mitsubishi,
Win CNC.
Yeah, I mean, we got
HSD.
Yeah, hey, look at that.
We're in sync.
Yeah, Jinx, you owe me a soda.
I'll never buy you a soda.
Oh, and anyways, the Mitsubishi, Win CNC, HSD, Hypertherm, all the big ones. You are dying over there, Jesse.
Yeah, you got me cracking up pretty good, buddy.
Man. But all the major suppliers that we work with, the reality is they're there to support you as well. You can call their support centers directly, and they will still talk to you.
Yeah, they do a great job of it too.
Yeah, so you're not just stuck
with us.
Well, I wouldn't say with us, but I mean with one person. I mean with you.
With me, that's more or less what I was thinking.
Not
stuck
with you.
With me.
No. But the reality is that if something happens, everybody's got the question, right?
Yep.
What if ShopSabre goes out of business? First off, let's stop talking like that, because that's not going to happen. We're not doing that. That's a bad way to think. But no, the reality is you do have full support from all these major component manufacturers. Yep. And the easy, and I'm trying to say this nicely, but in China, can you call their suppliers and ask them for help?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, that's my point, is these imported machines, you don't get any of that. It touches on the import stuff, but also resellers, you don't get any of that. If your reseller decides, let's put a scenario out there, right? Going back to the dealer.
Let's go.
Okay, back to the dealer situation, right?
Yep.
Your dealer comes in, wants to sell you a machine, right?
Right.
And he's, Jesse, you need to buy this machine, blah, blah, blah. It's, 80 grand, 90 grand, 100 grand, whatever it is. Jesse, I'm going to be there for you, though.
You are.
I'm going to be there. You need anything,
I just call you directly?
You call me directly.
All right. Need anything. All right.
Well, guess what? The brand I just sold you either discontinued.
What?
Or they cut my commission. I'm no longer making 20%. So now they're only going to pay me 5%. Am I going to push their brand as heavily?
You're going to disappear on me.
Correct. Because guess what? You're not really that important to me at that point, because it's not my product you bought. It's an easy out for me. I'm going to say, well, they discontinued that brand. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do because you don't have any control over that, right?
Right.
With ShopSabre, you don't have to deal with that. You're talking to the exact rep. As long as the phones are ringing, the brand still exists, right?
Right. We're still here.
That's the best part about it. I mean, we've been doing this over 21 years now, and we still support our first machine we ever built over 21 years ago.
Yeah.
Not many companies still do that.
No.
And you start looking at the world that we're in, and everybody looks for an excuse out. ShopSabre is really the company that we'll try to stand behind our product the best of our ability. I mean, the reality is, I'm going to be honest. I mean, some people obviously are unreasonable in certain situations, and obviously I'm not going to ever say everybody everywhere is going to get everything they want.
Right.
That's not a real world. I mean, let's be real. But we will do everything we can within the best of our ability to take care of our customers.
And we do.
I can tell you firsthand, I've seen guys working here till 10 o'clock at night trying to resolve problems. I've seen guys coming in on the weekends, holidays, doing whatever they can to keep a customer happy and to take care of them. If it's something within our control, we will do it.
Yeah.
We've brought suppliers in. If a supplier's component is having a problem, Our suppliers here, we fly them in and make them work on it here at our facility and figure out how we're going to resolve an issue.
Yep.
We don't skimp, and you don't get that from a dealer. I mean, you really just don't get that from the dealer. In fact, a lot of times the dealer tries to push it off on the OEM and say, the manufacturer, it's, that's a manufacturer's thing. We got to reach out to them. It kind of puts you in a bad spot as a customer because your dealer wants to take care of you, but only has so much ability to take care of you.
Right.
They don't know the product. They just aren't an engineer. Or my personal favorite, if you get a dealer that is really paid on commission, he's going where the money's at.
Yep.
So if you got a $100,000 machine that you haven't paid for yet, he's coming to your shop and he's going to be your best friend and tell you all the great things, right? Once you've paid for it, if he's got a $100,000 machine down the street that hasn't been paid for, where's he going first?
He's going down the street.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's going where the money's at. He's getting paid from those guys.
Yep.
And so the reality is he tells every customer that he walks into that I'm going to be there for you, right? You call me if you need me. Well, there's only one of him, or maybe 2 or 3 in his office or whatever, but he sold 100 machines. How can he be in all 100 machines at one time if he needs to be?
Good luck getting in touch with that guy.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. Unfortunately, we've seen it.
We have.
This isn't just a what-if situation. This is real-world stuff, and I'm not using competitors' names because I don't do that. But the reality is these are real stories. These are stories from customers we've talked to.
Every week we hear something like this.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse, talk to that a little bit. You're on the phone. I mean, let's talk about some of that. I mean, let's just air some of that. I mean, obviously we're not going to use names, but some of the horror stories. What are some of the things that you hear that you're just like, did that really happen?
Yeah, absolutely. Guys have machines down 2-3 days at a time, sending emails, calling, companies not responding, not getting back to them. They're down. They're dead in the water. The machine's not running. And I hear that more often than not. Lack of response.
And that's 2 to 3 days, right? In some cases, that's a short response time.
Exactly.
I mean, I had a customer. I went to a show, what would have been 2 years ago now because COVID last year.
Thanks, COVID.
Yeah, so thanks, COVID. The 2 years ago when we were at the show, I had a customer come up to me, and he said that he bought an Italian machine, and he said his machine went down. He was down for 2.5 weeks.
That's insane.
2.5 weeks he was down because he couldn't get the part here.
How do you recover from that?
It's just crazy that 2.5 weeks you're running, without your machine at all. And, it's one thing if you have another machine and, obviously you're still trying to get the first machine up and something goes wrong. Okay, yeah, you have ways to get through it. But this guy had been dependent on this machine for 4 years. He had no other there's no reason to have a backup machine. Yeah, that was his machine.
Yep.
4 years he's running the machine and it goes down, and then 2.5 weeks he had to wait just to get a part.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's a hard thing to do.
That stresses that relationship.
For sure. And that's the thing is, I mean, with ShopSabre, we try to be about the people, and us, the people. We'll touch on that a little bit. I mean, but we're dedicated to our jobs here.
Yeah, we are.
There's no other product that we sell. We're not a dealer. We don't have 10 other things we're selling you. ShopSabre is what we sell you.
Yeah, we don't pretend to be something we're not either.
Correct. That's our dedication. We're dedicated to who we are, and being American made. It's in-house care. We try to take care of people. And really it's for ourselves as well. I mean, we want to take care of ourselves, and the reality is I don't like when I don't get service somewhere.
Right. But if you take care of the people, it goes hand in hand. They're going to take care of us, right? They're going to keep coming back. They're going to keep bringing business. They're going to send referrals. So it goes hand in hand.
It's the pride, right?
It is.
When you look at the pride side of things, my name's on something. Your name's on something. When you do something, you take a lot of pride in that, With, some of these other machines out there, these import machines, if you will, it's literally only their name on it, right? They didn't build the machine, that they imported it. And so they have a lot less pride in it because they didn't actually fabricate anything. They didn't actually test anything really. They didn't go through and engineer anything. So there's a lot less pride behind something you didn't create. You're just a reseller. Realistically, you're one phone call away from being a different reseller.
Right. Absolutely.
That's the difference. Is there's somebody offers them 30% more on a product, right, to sell their stuff, and guess what? Magically,
we just changed product lines.
Color changed, right?
Yep.
Well, we just updated the model. Yeah. Why do you think the color changed? It probably changed because it's a different supplier.
Yep.
Somebody's paying them more money to use their product.
Yep.
And that's a frustrating thing for me to see happen out there because us, the team here, when you look at the ShopSabre team, everybody within the company and the organization takes a lot of pride in what they do.
Everybody.
And everything we do is done with an idea of the end cause is customer satisfaction, right? The customer experience.
That's the most important thing here.
How many times do you hear that?
Every day.
I was just going to say, how many times do we hear the customer experience around ShopSabre?
Yeah,
it's like
daily.
a philosophy. Jim, he walks around every day talking to every group and making sure that the customers are getting taken care of. I mean, he's probably the busiest guy in the building, in all honesty. I mean, the guy is always busy.
I agree.
He's in meetings, it seems like, all day long, every day. I don't know how he does it. But the reality is it's because he cares. He's meeting with the departments and the people, and the suppliers and everything he can to keep the wheels on the bus turning.
Yeah.
We don't have time to slow down, and especially when you're looking at buying a ShopSabre, you're buying a great product, but you're buying even better people.
You are. I'm glad
culture.
you said that. I like that.
Yeah,
You're buying better people.
The culture here is really what you're getting into. It's the support side of it. But yeah, I mean, as you kind of break it down, what do you get from buying a ShopSabre or what do you get in general when you buy a CNC machine? Let's just go there. Let's take ShopSabre out of it for a second. Let's just talk about support in general, okay?
Yeah.
You're going to buy a machine, Jesse, right? You have no experience or very little experience, right?
Yeah.
What are you buying?
I don't know.
That's exactly, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Right.
So you're going to buy a piece of equipment that
Right.
you're hoping is going to do what you're thinking it's going to do. But who's going to make sure it happens?
Tech support. The guys behind it. They're going to help me learn it. They're going to help me understand it. And they're going to get me where I need to be with it.
And that's the thing is on the front end, you're dependent on the sales guy.
Yep.
The sales guy better get you the right product, right? You don't know what you don't know, so you're kind of dependent on that sales guy. So you want a guy who's going to probably know what he's talking about there, right?
Yeah.
Not some guy who's just told you what to, told what to tell you. You want people who understand it. Every ShopSabre employee can walk on the floor and see a machine being built at any given time. In fact, it's part of our process. Every employee goes through that process. Then you get into the fact that, okay, now he's on the phone, he's teaching you, he's talking to you, he's asking questions, and we narrow it down. We say, this is the product that's right for you. Now you get to go through the whole, questions, hey, what does this mean? What does that mean? And the guys can answer it.
Yep.
They know what the product is. You can ask what an option is. And the best part is, if they don't know the answer, please hold and I'll go grab the answer for you.
Yeah, it's awesome. We have so many resources in here to get answers if we don't have them.
Yeah, that's the difference is that you don't have to I got to call the factory and get back in touch with you. No, I'll just go ask, real quick. I'll go into the R&D department. I'll go in the engineering department and ask them how this works. If there's something that isn't clear to even the sales guy, he doesn't have to make this answer up to try to get you off the phone. He literally can say, hold on a second, I'll just go find the answer for you.
Yep.
And
we do that a lot. It's something that we do commonly.
Because we don't want to give you fake answers. If we're not confident in our answer, even if we think we're right, let's just make sure I'm right. If I'm not 100% certain of my answer, I'm going to go ask.
Yep.
And I see guys doing it all day long. And so then you get the machine, right? We build it. It comes to you. The machine shows up. What happens next? Well, you got to get that machine started, right?
Got to set it up.
Well, there's a lot of companies out there that you got to put the machine together. Can you believe that?
Build it?
Yeah. I just spent all this money with you, and now I got to put the thing together?
It's never running.
Why did that happen? Why did I spend all that money if I'm putting it together?
That's
you
a good
should have been
question.
paying me. I'm doing the labor, right?
It'd still be in the box if it were my machine.
Yeah,
Let's be
no,
real.
exactly. But it's like the IKEA machines, right?
IKEA machine.
I don't want to put it together.
No.
It's always missing a bolt.
Or three.
Or three. But the reality is when you get this machine from ShopSabre, it's fully assembled. It's already tested. It's already calibrated.
Yep.
So you plug it in. Have your electrician there.
Yeah, have your electrician plug that in.
Because if I plug it in, there's a good chance I'm going to look like what's his name from the Christmas Vacation, with the lights.
Yeah, Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
I think that's his name.
I think so.
I was picturing Marv from Home Alone, where he turns into the
that
skeleton.
too. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy.
I don't want you to be that guy.
Yeah, I have this little philosophy, Jesse. I don't like to play with things I can't see.
I agree.
It's like gas,
electricity.
those two things.
Don't go.
It's a no-go for me.
I'm out.
I'm out. I'm like the dealer at blackjack right now,
Things that can
Here's my
zap
hands
you.
and I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah, nope, no thanks. Things I can't see for 500. But that's the reality. Is I'm serious. You just have to have your utilities in place. That you have your utilities ready to go. Get the machine up and running. Go to work. People don't believe me when I say a lot of our customers, and I mean a lot of them, are running parts the first day it shows up. Like literally cutting their own parts. Within a few hours, they have the machine moving around.
Absolutely. There's videos of it.
Yeah, and it's like, people are like, no way. I'm like, yeah, way.
Yeah, way.
Yeah, like my favorite. Jesse, how many quotes do you see from competitors that say on site 3 to 5 days?
Almost all of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Why do you got to be on site for 3 to 5? How
It
hard
doesn't
is
take
that
that
machine?
long.
Like, that's what comes to mind. I see like on-site training for 3 to 5 days. What are you training me to do?
I'm gonna be sick of that guy by the end of the week.
Yeah, not only that, but man, that's a lot of training.
That's too much training.
And not to mention, I guess my business doesn't it's not open. That we're closed this week. We have training.
We have training.
What? Like, how does that work?
Sorry, we can't make your parts. We have training.
We have training. We're gonna be in training class all day.
Get to us next week.
Get to us next, maybe the following week. Who knows? Training might still be going on.
Training might go on.
We're unsure. It's an unknown. But the training thing, like these controllers got to be the most confusing controller ever. If I have to be trained for 3 days, how many buttons am I pushing?
Too many.
What are you teaching me? Do I have to speak a different language? Is that what you're teaching me?
They're teaching you Mandarin over that 3 to 5 days, so you can call and get support.
It's Mandarin.
Yep, that's
training.
3 to 5 days of Mandarin training, so you can get support from China.
Gotcha. That makes sense now. It all checks out. But the reality is like with us, like seriously, it's not necessary. Like that's why I laugh. Like as you get into ShopSabre stuff, the support is second to none. I mean, like literally, you're gonna get the best support you've ever experienced in your life, and
awesome training.
Yeah, you're gonna get training. I mean, you're gonna get everything you need. And the software that you use on a ShopSabre in any of our products is name brand,
right?
Not proprietary.
Point and click technology.
Point and click technology. Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of our equipment is that you get stuff that is recognizable, and so that not only means you get training from us, but there's industry-wide support. I mean, Vetric as an example. Has anybody been out to Vetric's website?
Yeah.
Vetric tutorials.
Yep.
There's a lot of them.
There are.
You can literally teach yourself anything on Vetric's website.
Yes, you can. I recommend guys check that out all the time. We're having conversations. Hey, check out Vetric's site. There's free software. Try it out.
Yeah. And then you look at Hypertherm's site.
Yep.
Hypertherm's got a bunch of tutorials and stuff.
Hypertherm's a great site.
Their support's phenomenal. Call tech support at Hypertherm, and it's like ShopSabre's little brother. It's like ShopSabre's little brother.
Yeah.
You know, it's very close. And I've had a couple customers recently call me up and say, man, I'm glad I made a switch to Hypertherm software. This stuff's awesome. You know, it's the new Hypertherm software that we're including with every ShopSabre is phenomenal. So, you know, I think you'll really enjoy that. But, you know, it goes back to the training side. We put a better product out there because we want to limit how much headache we have and make training easier.
Makes sense.
I mean, to me, it makes sense. To you, it makes sense. So let's just.
So hopefully everyone listening, it makes sense.
Makes dollars.
Dollars.
Oh, that was a dad joke. Did you like that one?
That was a good one.
Yeah, thank you. I was proud of that one. Everybody on the radio, their radio's just all turned
off.
Hello?
Volume down.
Is this thing on still?
Hello.
Anybody listening?
I'm listening.
Okay, just checking. Yeah, but you know, let's get to the end of this thing. I mean, we're probably boring people with the idea of
but it's
important.
Training. Yeah, it's important. Sorry. It's important.
You know, I'm boring. What do you want from me? That's who I am as a person.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
The reality is, though, like I said, the support and training side of it is just as equally important as the machine's technology.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of things behind the scenes that go into support that you shouldn't know about, you don't need to know about. You know, it's not the headache that you have to deal with. But what I mean by what goes on behind that you don't need to know about is our tech guys literally go through and try to break machines.
Yep.
We literally try to figure out how do we mess something up so that way we know how to fix it.
Ben's pretty good at it.
Yeah, I mean, like, seriously, we think about that. Like, we push machines to their limits.
Yep.
And then we go, okay, and Ben says, okay, well, you can't do this. Okay, well, let's try it. But they won't be able to do that. We have a sensor in place that says, okay, break the sensor, and now let's try it.
Let's try it.
Like, I want to see what happens when all goes wrong in the world. Like, you know, like, it's seriously, like, that's the stuff that ShopSabre does. And it's, like, one of my favorite things to do is break stuff. Yeah, because I'm really good at it.
Yeah, you are.
So the advantage to you, though, is when something breaks, you're rarely going to get that, wait, huh? You know, you don't get that answer. Like, guys are, okay, we'll get you through this. Like, we'll help you figure it out. And, yeah, you might, if you pull off something where you've done something none of us have ever seen happen before, we're going to tell you because we want to make sure you can put that award up on your, I just dropped my pen. I just threw it across the room. Did you see that? That's what happens when you talk to your hands. I got excited.
Yeah, you do.
But, no, when you break something that, you know, we've never seen, we're going to be honest with you. Like, we got to look into this a second.
Tell us more. How did you do that?
How did you do this? Like, let's talk about it.
How can we do that?
Yeah, you know, and it's really because we learn. We learn from everything we do. One thing you'll find about ShopSabre, too, is we keep a log on everything we do here.
Yes, we do.
You know,
very detailed notes.
Yeah, ShopSabre has a log. Every call that's made gets logged, and the beauty of that is it's for our own benefit. We go through it, and Jim, he's really adamant about it. Every week, at the end of the week, he goes through the log and sees, is there something common happening? Because that's my favorite question. Do you ever get that question on the phone?
All the time.
What breaks on your machine commonly?
What do I have to have on hand to be ready to replace?
Like, if anybody can answer that question, you shouldn't buy their product, right? I mean, like, to me, seriously, like, something shouldn't break commonly. If it's common, solve the problem. Like, stop making it common. So, yeah, for us, like, literally, that's why we do that, though, is Jim doesn't like common. If he sees something repetitively, he starts digging into it. Are we having a supplier issue? Did something... Here's the thing. You find a part that's really good, right?
Yep.
It's great. Everything's working great for months, and then suddenly something starts failing.
Why?
Well, did that supplier change what they're doing? You don't know.
Right.
You don't always know if the supplier changed something in their end of things, especially right now in the world we're in right now. Like, I think plywood's more than gold right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so people are going to do whatever they can to get material, right?
Yep.
And some suppliers will sell out dollars for quality.
You're going to cut corners?
Yeah, right? How dare them?
How dare you?
But they do it. And that's the thing is that when a supplier does that, they're not going to tell their customers that. So we are forced to find out the hard way through testing and things like that.
Yep.
And so when we find out, we change something.
Yes,
We're not
we
a
do.
company that's just going to be like, oh, that's how it is now. Like, I'm not okay with my support costs going up.
Well, no, it goes back to everything you've been saying. I have to stand behind this machine. So if I'm going to use less quality parts, I'm going to be dealing with customers with that issue more often.
Exactly. So that's when we start digging into things. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that if something's changed internally in the part that we didn't know, they used a different, flux capacitor, or whatever they're using. Flux capacitor. Like that Back to the Future reference? I like it.
Dude, man, you're on today.
I'm on today.
Let's go.
But the reality is as you get into that, Garrett, are you okay over there, buddy?
you choking?
Garrett's choking again.
It's because you're
It's like a repeat of episode 1.
Yeah, he's got to find a way to interrupt.
He's always got to get in this thing. Hi, Garrett.
Hey, Garrett.
So, anyways, back to what I was saying before Garrett tried to make a scene. The reality is we test everything, and when something does go wrong, we do try to make it right, but also make it right for the long term.
Right.
I can't tell you that the machine's never going to break down, because if I did that, I'd be lying to you.
Yeah.
It's still mechanics. There's still parts in there. I mean, something could fail.
It's just like anything.
The reality is who's going to take care of you when that does happen?
Mm-hmm.
That's us. That's the part that I want people to realize is that I'm not going to promise you rainbows and sunshine all the time. It's a CNC machine, just like I'm not going to tell you your car's never going to break down, right?
Right.
We're going to do everything in our power to make sure it doesn't happen. But when you look at the long-term effects of owning a ShopSabre, we're there for you. It's not you have 1 year and then don't call us anymore.
Right. We're in your corner.
Yeah, and then there's some people that have only phone support, basic phone support, or they have, 3 years of support. I have no time limit. Like, if you own my machine, as the original owner, if you own my machine for 35 years,
Going to stand behind it.
I'm going to stand behind it.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of those things where we take care of our customers. You put your money into us, we're going to try to return it to you. And that's one of those things where even on our used equipment, we'll try to provide basic phone support. That's always something we try to do.
Yep.
Some of the more advanced stuff like the training, the diagnostic, we have support plans for that.
Yep.
You can buy into that, obviously, because there is a level that you can get into with that. But the reality is, if you own something new from ShopSabre, all of that's included. We throw in the full support plan, the unlimited plan.
Yep.
You get everything unlimited. I love that word, unlimited.
Unlimited.
I switched my cell phone to the unlimited
Finally?
data plan. Yeah, it was cheap.
Dude,
I
it's
didn't.
2021. Those have been out for 10 years.
Yeah, but I didn't need it because I didn't use my phone like my son does now.
All right.
I have a 6-year-old now who plays Fortnite. We talked about it, Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite.
And I found out that apparently you can run out of data when you have a 6-year-old that is now into Fortnite.
I wouldn't know. I updated when the plans came out, Brandon.
Well, I did not, and I just did. And they said unlimited, and it made me feel happy about that. So
I'm sold. I'm in.
I'm in. Whatever it is, I want more of it.
You just
because it's
found it.
unlimited. It's unlimited whatever. I'll take some unlimited gluten, please.
Unlimited all of it.
But yeah, so as you get into the support side of things, phone, email, remote connectivity, training, tutorials, all of that comes with the bundle. It's a part of owning a ShopSabre. And I would encourage you, as you look at CNC machines, give us a call. I mean, give our team a call and ask them to explain support. Ask them what makes us better. Give them the opportunity to really brag a little bit, because trust me, a sales guy loves when he gets to talk about his product.
Right.
But he loves even more when he gets to talk about himself and what makes him better than everybody else. And that's the thing I always tell everybody. Like, that's my favorite thing to do when people are like, "Why should I buy a ShopSabre?" Because you get me.
You get me.
You get Jesse.
Yep.
That's my favorite part, because I'm confident in my abilities, and I'm confident that nobody is going to outwork me. I'm going to make sure I do everything I can to take care of my customers.
Yep.
To my full ability.
That's the same way our tech team thinks.
Exactly. And that's what I love about it, is we brag, we do what we want. So as far as things go, tech support is, to me, the most important part of your purchase.
I agree with you.
And that's why I wanted to do a whole episode on just tech support.
It matters. It matters a lot.
Yeah, it's a really, really important part of it.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we're at on this. I don't think that there's a lot more on support that you can really dive into on that. Jesse, what's your thoughts?
Call. If you have a question, you have an issue, you have to call. Let us know. We can't help you if we don't know what's going on. That's my thought.
I agree 100% with you, and that's exactly it. Give ShopSabre a call. You can go on our website even. We have a tech support, tab.
Yeah.
You can fill out a tech request.
Fill out a request.
Some people just don't have time to call, right? I'm so busy I can't call. Okay, write an email then.
Email then.
Yep, send a text. Pigeon
Get
message.
in touch with us.
Pigeon message.
Pigeon message.
Have you ever gotten a pigeon message before?
2 of them.
2 of them.
Yeah.
I think you're lying to me.
I am.
Okay, I knew it. So don't send a pigeon message because we don't know how that would work.
Yeah,
We're not sure how to do that. We're not sure how that would work. So don't send a pigeon message. Pigeon. That's a word, I tell you. But you can't use the word pigeon that many times in a row without messing it up. I encourage everybody listening, say pigeon 14 times in a row without messing it up. Then record yourself and tag ShopSabre. That is #ShopSabre, #pigeon.
You know how many pigeon videos we're going to get?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope Garrett has to weed through a bunch of pigeon videos. Pigeon. But hey, by the way, I had called everybody out a week ago about burning hot dogs on a plasma.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. And I got precisely 0 hot dog videos
Nobody
being cooked on a plasma.
Nobody cooked a hot dog on a plasma.
Can you believe that?
Video. I thought we'd get a handful for sure. I can think of a couple guys out there.
I thought so too, but nevertheless. So this week, the word of the week is pigeon.
Pigeon.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with pigeon. But anyways, I'm Brandon.
I'm Jesse.
Thanks for talking shop with ShopSabre.